Oh my god, beautiful!
Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm happy to see you again. Happy New Year. I have seen a lot of videos about predictions for this year, and as I started making that video, I couldn't help but to think of all the possible negative things that could happen this year. Thinking in hindsight of this past year and the years beforehand. That was just such a downer to think about. So instead of doing my predictions, I'm going to do my hopes because I would like this video to be more positive. So I have 2 videos that I'm going to release on this subject, 25 hopes each. All right, thank you, and let's get into it. I hope to get a Jennie Kim full-length album. So this has been confirmed multiple times now since the New Year. She has mentioned that this is her goal. And I am very patiently waiting for this. I've seen a couple channels, I'm not sure if they're official, of her Art Atelier label posting things. But like I said, I'm not sure if they're official yet. I have been enjoying the teasers nonetheless, whether they are fan-made or, official, because just Jennie has been held back for so long. The members have supported each other, and it's like the YG just never wanted to exercise their full capabilities. So everything that I've seen so far, even the stuff that she has promoted on her Instagram, all of it just seems very, very Jennie. And I'm proud of her. I'm looking forward to her showing, the industry as well as YG in particular, that her fans, they want music. We have wanted new music. So since, in the past, she has alluded to wishing that Blackpink had more songs. I hope that she's been keeping ideas written down, storing them for a rainy day, whether she brought them up to Teddy or not. I'm looking forward to a full-length album of Jennie. She has great vocals, she has a great rap, and so I'm hoping it comes out in the first part of the year, but regardless, I'm very eagerly anticipating and waiting for this. The next thing I am hoping for is that Lisa is going to expand her brand and focus more on solo activities now that Blackpink is only together as a group and each member is handling their own activities for themselves. So in the past, the Korean public has a tendency to not like foreigners in their entertainment industries, and it's been pretty obvious to most people that Lisa is just treated differently than other Blackpink members. There's been speculation that she has had the worst contract simply due to her being a foreigner. And it's not fair because, of course, Lisa is Lisa. And Lisa is wow. Lisa's like an unstoppable force now. So I'm happy that, she has taken herself out of YG for solo activities. More than anything, I just want Lisa to do Lisa. Do what Lisa wants to be happy. And after the Crazy Horse performance, it seems more like she is trying to move past the Korean public. And then also coming out recently that Crazy Horse clarified Lisa is who reached out to them, not the other way around. So I have heard that there's been some more, I don't want to say hysteria, but just gasping at that fact. And it's really ridiculous because Lisa is a grown woman. Lisa can do whatever she wants. She's not hurting anybody, but it seems like she's starting to move past Korea in particular. I know she's still an icon all over Asia, let alone globally, but in Korea particularly, there of course have been many instances of colorism, and unfortunately, Miss Lisa has always been treated differently, just to say the least. And she deserves everything she wants. I appreciate that, Korea and YG have given her this platform to make her known, but like, if they're just gonna be negative at this point, like, they can go kick rocks. Okay, Lisa is beyond the scope of all of Asia, let alone Korea. Okay, Lisa is an international icon. I saw her earlier when I'm recording this video. She was like sharing an umbrella with the First Lady of France, which is so crazy. Lisa is huge. Lisa is so beyond Korea. Lisa does not need Korea anymore. She has not needed Korea in quite some time. Really, they helped her establish a foundation, but Lisa is an unstoppable force herself, and she deserves anything that she wants to do because she's Lisa, and that's that. My next hope is for Jisoo to find a good show. As the other members have continued group activities under YG but have selected solo activities for themselves, Jisoo is under a label that her brother, I believe, opened, and this is going to open her up so much more. Jisoo is incredibly, incredibly gorgeous and has expressed multiple times that she would like to be an actress. So, since she has this talent, I believe she should use it. Granted, I am unsure if I would watch it because I don't really watch K-dramas. It's been a few years since I've watched one, but nonetheless, I just want Jisoo to be happy. She should do what makes her happy. If she wants to become an actress, she should do that. If she wants to continue music, she should do that. She will have the support of many, many people behind her. So even if I don't end up watching whatever she does, I'm still going to be there rooting for her nonetheless. My next hope is that Rosé will focus on her solo music. Hopefully, it will be more acoustic as she has a very, very delicate voice and it shines so much on its own. There has been speculation about her making a deal with a US company. I believe there's even been some further confirmation, but I can't say that with certainty right now, that she has been recording in a US recording studio. So I'm excited. I want her happy as well. Every member of Blackpink just deserves to be happy after everything that they've gone through, especially, under that company. And in regards to me mentioning hopefully that her music is more acoustic, for her solo release, I liked Gone much more than On the Ground. Gone, her voice was so soft and really light and delicate. I keep saying that again, but just incredibly, incredibly delicate. Very, very soft voice. I don't know how to describe it. It's just Rosé. So she doesn't need, all of the theatrics or the intense production from On the Ground, which if she does go that way, no problem whatsoever. I will support her just like every Blackpink member should be happy. But I hope that she does go for a more acoustic vibe, or at least include some acoustic music in whatever she chooses to release. Yeah, her voice is wow. I remember the chorus for Gone is just beautiful. So light. I feel like I'm looking at a butterfly flapping through the air, following, her inflections of her notes, and it's such a lovely, lovely song. My next 2024 K-pop hope is that BABYMONSTER will not be overworked to compensate for the artists leaving YG, in particular Blackpink and G-Dragon. Simply put, these girls have very big shoes to fill. I do not want them to be overworked to make up for the constant drop in stock prices as YG has continued to hemorrhage big money makers. Yeah, they're all so young. And of course, there's part of me who worries about them getting the Blackpink promotion strategy, which I'll talk more about in a bit. But at the other end of that spectrum, I don't want them to be overworked. I don't want any group to be overworked because these are people. So my next hope is that BABYMONSTER will have 2 to 3 comebacks this year. It's crazy to say this, but like at the bare minimum, okay, at the bare minimum, I hope BABYMONSTER will at least follow a similar marketing plan to Blackpink, where the fans are starved pretty much. Hopefully they promote heavily towards the beginning, but granted, since they've released Batter Up, they've not been on one music show. They've not done any variety shows as far as I know. I want them to be happy. They're there to make music. They should be utilized. They have put in so many years in training into this dream of theirs, and they should be carried, on the backs of YG toward whatever goal that they want, okay? So I'm really hoping YG does not try to limit their output to create this perception of exclusivity, which we kind of got with Blackpink, But as I mentioned before, they've yet to do any promotion since their debut. Speculated whether because of Ahyeon not being back in the group yet or other things going on behind the scenes that we don't really know about. Regardless, I just want them to not be overworked, but I want them to be happy with what they have. They are supposed to have a comeback the 1st of February. Hopefully I have both of these videos out by then. And I am just hoping at the bare minimum they will promote similar to Blackpink. And that's so crazy because I feel like Blackpink was such a minimum. We were just getting crumbs for the longest time. Just remixed songs or same songs with just an acoustic backing instead. Yeah. It's crazy to wish that, but it's like thinking about it being so much worse is just like an incomprehensible possible reality. My next K-pop hope for this year is that Ahyeon will be seen again and she will be well, even if she's not on the stage for the first part of the year. So there has been so much speculation, and just like the Pinks, I want her to be happy. Ideally, she will return to BABYMONSTER. She was one of the most anticipated members to debut, if not the. But more important than anything, she should be happy, she should be healthy, and I want her to feel like accomplished in herself, confident, and get what she wants. Because goddamn, she has worked for it. Her and all the other members have worked toward this goal for so long. So I'm hoping we get to see Ahyeon again. But like I said, if it's not for the first part of the year, I hope we at least get to see her, after June. I'm optimistic because she's not even had a debut stage. All the other members have, they've debuted together, but Miss Ahyeon is just kind of floating in the background somewhere. And we've yet to see where she comes from. My next hope for 2024 is that JYP is done with the promotions. And I mean JYP himself. He has to stop. He has done more than enough. And he needs to stop thinking about himself and focus on all of the groups that he has underneath him. He has a huge company, and it feels like every year he debuts at least 1 to 2 groups. I think that's insane. It feels like the company can't keep up in a way, and JYP consistently releases music when he's really not the one he should be focusing on. Like, I understand he wants to embrace his music career, but he can do anything he wants at any point because he is the CEO. But these groups that are signed to him, they don't have that liberty because, well, they are signed to him. So I think that they have to come first. I think the biggest part with it is that after starting so many groups, many fans just feel starved of what their groups are releasing, or there's been talk about the quality of ITZY's comebacks being lower and lower, and it's just, this man should not be thinking about releasing music. He has to get his stuff together. It's beyond him now. He's responsible for all these people. My next wish is that XIN becomes way less Nugu. So in general, I'm going to summarize. I believe XIN deserves so much more. They have a great energy, and I love the chemistry of the members. They did have 2 members leave after keeping the fire, but honestly, I think the newer members fit the group better, image-wise, but also chemistry, and I like it much more than the debut group. They have a lot to give, and I'm really looking forward to their comebacks. I thought Synchronize was really good, and I really banged with Keeping the Fire. I hate to draw a comparison like this, but it's just an analogy. Don't take it too deep. Okay, I really feel like XIN is similar to Blackpink, but just with less money. So they have that, girl crush concept, that badass kind of vibe. It's just they don't have the money to back them up, which is fine. Okay, they're gonna get there. BTS got there. XIN can do it too. So I'm just looking forward to what they come out with. They're wonderful, wonderful girls, and they have a lot to give. Really, really, really excited to see where they go. My next K-pop hope is that there will be limited sasaeng interactions and instances in general. Getting too close to idols in a way that makes them uncomfortable is always sad to see. Like, on one hand, I can kind of understand the tenacity that these fans have, or quote unquote fans have, up to a point, but like when you start making the idol uncomfortable or feel unsafe, it's too far. In my feed, my Twitter feed this past year, 2023, there were not too many instances of sasaengs or fans just getting too close or fans just getting more close than they should. But of course, this cannot be blamed on the idol themselves. They're just, following their dream, doing their job. This falls more on the consumers or the fans, quote unquote fans that these people are. But regardless, it is still a hope of mine. And to reiterate, idols should feel safe, they should have privacy. That is simply because they are people. My next hope for 2024 is that there will be less AI and CGI groups. This one is a bit difficult because it is a two-sided coin. On one hand, these idols, these virtual idols, they cannot be overworked or experience mistreatment because they're not real people. They don't have any actual feelings, no autonomy. They are completely created through a screen, a script, and through multiple people to create the final project of these groups. So that's one good side. Okay. The other side, though, which I tend to lean more towards than the positive, is that I feel bad for all of the trainees who, they give years usually to make this dream happen, just to see, an AI group come out and take their spots. Not necessarily that they would have gotten them anyways, but just the fact that if you make a computer instead of a person, you don't have to pay the computer, right? Right. So I think it's really terrible that way, and it's just a really weird line to walk. So I'm just hoping in general there are just less AI groups. Let K-pop, be with people. That's also what makes it so enjoyable to be a part of, is all the content that is released, learning your idols, and the memes that come from it. And the memes are something that are chosen by the fan base, whereas I feel like scripting an entire variety show appearance or something and factoring these things that they want to be memes, yeah, it just seems a bit too much for me. So yeah, I'm hoping that there are less AI groups. My next hope for 2024 is that Jennie will have a lot of solo activities. Since the start of the year, she has already performed You and Me on a show. I'm not sure if it's a variety show, it didn't seem like it, but nonetheless, it was a really, really good performance. I'm looking forward to the variety show she is said to be a part of in the near future, and as well as mentioning again the full-length album that she has hinted at, or not even hinted at, but stated that is her goal this year. These teasers that she's been releasing on Instagram, it seems like she has been thinking about this for quite some time, maybe sitting on this little egg of knowledge or egg of ideas for herself. And I would love everything to be released so quickly, but at the same time, I want to enjoy it and, Miss Jennie move at her pace that she would like. My next hope is that Newjeans will have a concept change. So I am a huge Toki. Huge. I saw Newjeans at Lollapalooza. I was barricade. It was amazing. In regards to the concepts, the general concept so far, I have really enjoyed it. They've stuck with this Y2K vibe, and they've gone different offsets with it, or different tangents kind of with that look. And so far, they've been very happy, fresh, upbeat, really light. I would love to see them do something fresh and moody, though. And what comes to mind is like the Ditto music video and that whole mini era where we were getting the B-sides and the like 1998 version. There was just something very realistic about that. I mean, probably because the person recording in a lot of those videos was supposed to be Tokis, representative of Tokis. And it felt very realistic, very wholesome, but just the way it was also shot seemed a bit, I don't want to say dark, but just less like intense happiness as like hype boy, attention, and even later releases like Super Shy. I would really, really love to see them try to work with something like Nightmares. It can still be Y2K, but I would just love to see it get a little darker. I think that would be absolutely adorable, of course. But yeah, I think something closer towards like Red Velvet's Peekaboo horror concept. It doesn't have to be horror, of course, but just more dark, not so light and upbeat. I think that would be super cute and still fresh, if they do it right, because Newjeans are Newjeans and they themselves are very youthful, bubbly members. So I would love to see that kind of vibe carried on to something a little bit more dark. My next hope is that former 50/50 members will continue to improve their public image and slowly work toward another debut. In general, the entire 50/50 situation has been incredibly sad. I can't help but to think that, these girls have trained for years, and for them to be manipulated, or led astray by people who say that they had their good intentions in mind. It's so bad. It makes me feel awful. And I know Kina is back under attract, but the other members, they're still pursuing their lawsuit, which, they should do what is best for them. I don't know what's really going on. They know what's going on. I hope that they can get to a point where even if they're not accepted by the Korean public anymore, they can still maintain an international audience. Granted, they are no Lisa, they haven't been in the industry for like 7+ years, but they did have Cupid, and Cupid kind of blew up everywhere. So I'm hoping with that success, plus the previous information of them, everything that's come out about this whole situation of them trying to leave attract and then Kina coming back, and I hope that they can salvage their public images, find a company that will take them on, and in general, they just deserve better. They really do. They really do. Every idol who debuts deserves the best. And unless, you're a bad member of the group. And I mean bad as in like treating other members poorly and things like that. It's sad how everything turned out. They had one comeback and that was it. Everything else just came crashing down around them. I cannot emphasize how sad that makes me. My next hope for this year is that there will be better filming. This applies to performances mainly, so even music show stages, but especially award shows. Oh my goodness. I am tired of watching amazing choreos, okay? Like amazing choreos. Everyone is so synchronized. Everyone's so into the performance. They're giving their all. Just for the broadcast company to zoom out, show the entire stage and the audience. Why? Why do you do that? I have always hated this. Why are we looking at the audience? They are not performing. I understand it helps give the vibe, but maybe, zoom out a bit, zoom out to the full area of the stage, but like to include the audience, that is just ridiculous to me. They're not performing. We're not tuning in to see the audience. We want to see the idols perform. I know only a little bit about this occurrence, but there was this instance where a fan cam was exponentially much, much better than what the broadcasters put out. And I hate that these beautiful dynamic performances, they go through this dance break and then some jabroni in the broadcasting room switches to a shot of the audience when beautiful choreo is being executed on the stage by an idol who has trained and practiced so much for this. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing the audience. They have to do better. It's not acceptable anymore. There's no reason they should be showing the audience. no one is tuning in to see the audience. We want to see the idols. We want a good recorded performance where we can appreciate what the idol has practiced. My next hope for the year is that since BTS is currently all in military service, that the BTS Festa this year will have many dance practice videos. So as I said, all members are currently in the military finally. I'm curious as to what Festa will be like since, members are not available. I'm imagining, similar to like when Jin released a, Happy New Year video, that they've pre-recorded all this stuff to be released at the time of, when useful. Since there are no members exclusively, there will not be, like a Festa stream as there is. I'm hoping that they release old dance practices because in 2023 they did release a couple older ones like the Anpan Man. That one was released. I've been waiting for that for so long and it was such a treat to get it. And with the members being gone, as I said again, I'm hoping that we get more dance practices or more behind the scenes, more Bang 10 bombs, just to make up for the fact that, yes, the members are in the middle of doing something that they have to do, but they will always be BTS and ARMYs will always be with them. It's something that I did mention in the past. I need the promotion of ITZY to get better. Unfortunately, in my opinion, I feel like they kind of fell off. And like for me personally, and I do feel guilty about it because, oh my goodness, up to like Not Shy, I was into everything. Not Shy was kind of like pushing it for a little bit for me, But I got into it because it's ITZY and I want to support the girls. But for a bit, I wasn't into anything. And then Loco came out. I was into Loco. But since then, nothing has really caught my attention, which is unfortunate because, like I said, I feel guilty. I want to like the music. But as I also mentioned before, it seems like the quality has kind of gone down. Like, choruses aren't really choruses anymore. It's just kind of like saying a word over and over again. Granted, this is not just a problem for ITZY. I feel like in general, it's kind of a trend going through the industry at the moment, which shows companies not trying very much, which is sad. I really hope that they do better, or they being JYP Entertainment does better with what they provide them and their promotions that they're given. In addition to Miss Leah, I know that she has been on break. I totally respect that. No one is asking her to come back before she is ready to. Again, I just want the idols to have happiness, health, and peace. And I will reiterate this point. JYP has to stop releasing his own music and focus on the biggest, most popular groups that are not Twice. Because I also mentioned before that in the past, he has over-promoted or overworked Twice. The other groups have to get something as well, but they should not be worked to such an extent that they're tired. My next hope is that Newjeans will have 2 to 3 comebacks. So as previously mentioned, I'm hoping for concept change, but above anything, of course, I want members to be happy, healthy, and safe. I do not wish them to be overworked. And when I say this, I think about that one year where Twice had like 6 comebacks, which was ridiculous. Like, wow, a blessed year for the onces, but oh my god. I'm sure the physical toll and mental toll on them was definitely noticeable, from themselves and each other in the group. But yeah, I do not want that. I don't wish any group to be overworked, especially not Newjeans. They're so young. And luckily, so far, Adore has done a decent job at taking care of them. Granted, there's always the controversy of the CEO sourcing questionable ideas for the concepts, and it's hard to pick a stance on it because at one point, of course, it's definitely wrong with, the Pinterest board was confirmed to be hers. But on the other end, it seems like Adore has been taking care of the members. They don't look tired. They look happy. They aren't starved. They aren't overworked. They seem well rested. And I want Newjeans to, have a good year again. Like in 2023, they had OMG and Super Shy, the big comebacks. So I'm hoping for another 2 to 3 comebacks in 2024. My next hope is that YG Entertainment is going to fix their company. So when I say this relates to the way that YG treats their artists, handle marketing, as well as music production. Treating their artists, we just have to go back to Blackpink. They just have to treat them better, okay? I'm sure Blackpink, would have stayed if YG, promoted them in a way that made them feel happy, like their talents weren't being wasted. But they're not the CEO or the market or the shareholders, and it's really sad. In regards to the market, that means more so promotions, going on variety shows, music shows, things like that, letting fans know when to expect stuff, so dropping teasers, well timed out in the future, not just bringing stuff onto consumers. And like I said, the music production, it just has to go up. Initially, I didn't like Batter Up, but then I got into it. But I can't disagree with people when they say it sounds like a Blackpink reject. It does sound like something Blackpink could have released. Granted, I wouldn't say it's with the same lyrics, but with that same instrumental, Blackpink could have definitely pulled it off. Yeah, they have to do better. My next hope is that LESSERAFIM will release 1 to 2 B-side bangers from their trilogy, Fearless, Unforgiven, and Anti-Fragile. Their bangers have been B-sides. Like, of course, the main comeback is amazing, but like Blue Flame, Impurities, Eve Psych, and Bluebeard's Wife have like really shined in comparison to the title track. Like in particular, Eve Psych and Bluebeard's Wife, like it seems like Source Music, which I believe is their company, Source Music has just embraced the fact that Eve Psych, did better and was more well received and more, quote unquote viral or more listened to than Unforgiven, that I feel like I don't think they even performed, or they didn't promote Unforgiven like they did Eve Psych and Bluebeard's Wife at the award shows. Granted, like I said, it is a trilogy from what I have heard. Of course, I could be wrong. I'm more than likely wrong, but if it is a trilogy, I'm very curious to see where this next concept will go. Regardless, I'm sure LESSERAFIM will have a B-side banger because that is what they have had, and I'm really looking forward to it. I love their B-sides. My next hope is that 2024 will be a girl group dominated year. So, very simply, I am very biased. I really only like BTS and girl groups. Of course, I like the occasional boy group song, but really, I am a girl group stan. There's something about girl groups that I just love, okay? And it's harder for me to get into a boy group than it is for a girl group. Maybe just, I think every girl is pretty, but I'm pretty picky when it comes to boy groups and, men in general. So yeah, I'm hoping it's another girl group year. I would love that. My next hope is Blackpink will release a single either for or near their anniversary. And since they've kept their group contracts and renewed them, I'm hoping we get something for the 2024 anniversary. At the bare minimum, I would love a anniversary video release, something with like a cake, cute members, little adorable conversations. I would love that. But at the best, it would be amazing to get a new song, like complete comeback, music video, teaser drops, intricate stages, great choreo. I don't want to get shut down an acoustic, for example. Okay, like that is going to really, really bother me if that happens. My next hope is that there will be cross-company collaborations. In terms of one of the award shows in the past, I don't want idols just performing their own song on the same stage. I would like these collaborations to also go beyond sister companies. So like YG and Black Label, as well as like Hybe and all the other companies under Hybe. I would love to see something between SM and JYP, like a real cross-label collab. The only one I can kind of think of from this past year was Jimin and Taeyang from former Big Bang, I believe. The Vibe song. I want to have more of that. these idols are friends with each other, okay? And I would love to see more of that. I would love to see different companies come together, decide on how is stuff going to be promoted, how is the revenue going to be split, because fans like more than one group. I think that would be amazing to see this year. My next hope for 2024 is that NMIXX will have a big hit. Unfortunately, in the past, I have had a hard time liking their music. They're usually misses for me, which, again, it just makes me feel bad. Like, they're another JYP company, similar to ITZY. It's like, just the quality in general has been really poor from that company, in my opinion, of course. So people really love NMIXX and everything that ITZY's putting out. That's awesome. I'm happy you support them. It's just, it's really hard for me to get into. I'd say the only comeback that I have really, really enjoyed from NMIXX, or release in general, was Love Me Like This. It leaves me with this deep sense of sadness because the members themselves, they're wonderful. They have beautiful voices, great stage presence, they got the talent. It's just what they're given is not aligning with what I like, which I understand not everything is meant for me personally, of course, but it feels like in general, NMIXX is just a very polarized group in the industry regarding, like from fans, like you either really love them or you don't love them. So unfortunately I am more on like the I don't really love them, but it's not that I don't want to. It's just like I feel unfortunately I've not been given anything to really like from them, and it hurts. Like I said, I always talk about how these are people, they've trained so hard. They deserve better. And I just hope that they get something that appeals to me. If they don't, that's fine. At least as long as it appeals to the masses. That's my, the bare minimum hope for me, because JYP should be taking care of them. They should be treated much better, given better songs. My next hope is going to be related to BTS and their festa. So I'm hoping that they release new music for the year, for the anniversary. I would love if each member has something released, like one song for the fans, as like, oh, we made this in ahead of time because we miss you. We know we're going to be gone, but we want to still celebrate because you are going to be by our side and we know you're waiting for us. I'm hoping that's what happens. Okay, and these are my first 25 hopes out of 50 for the 2024 year in K-pop. I will see you in the next one. I will be posting my hopes 26 through 50 coming soon. Please subscribe, and I look forward to chatting with you. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're interested. I am planning to continue releasing K-pop related commentary. I really enjoy K-pop. I've been a consumer in the industry for quite some time, and I got opinions, man. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for listening.